Good evening, good afternoon, or good morning, depending on where you are in the world. We'd like to present to you two articles of interest. And before I do that, I would like to let you know that this is for review, informational, and educational purposes. It's not to take the credit for the intellectual property of the article. The full credit to the intellectual property of the article goes to the publisher, which in this case is Tom's Hardware, and story by Ash Hill. Before I start the reading of the article and review of it, would like to thank all the people who are watching this on Facebook Live. And also, would like to welcome all the people watching this, the recorded version on Facebook, and also for all the people watching the recorded version on YouTube, Rumble, Dailymotion, and on Vimeo. Would like to welcome you, and I hope you enjoyed the review. Now, with that said, let's start with the article. Now, the headline reads, "This Raspberry Pi handheld emulator looks like a Nintendo Switch, but it can play many more games." Pretty interesting, right? Now, to me, I think that means that the device is probably going to be cheaper to buy. Not cheap, but it's going to be cheaper than buying a Nintendo Switch. Now, you, although it does have the capability of playing much more videos, the only issue I see is possibly is there any DLC issues with digital licensing copyright? Is it basically they have to have a license to use whatever based upon the purchase or whatever. So um, it's also possible the device also they bought the game from directly from the website. Now, myself, I would prefer to have the actual physical game because it will be faster because you're not connected to the internet. And then you have everything right in the that cartridge or whatever they use. Now, the other thing is that you can't be 100% guaranteed that it's going to work because it doesn't come from the certified hardware from Nintendo themselves. So, most likely it will work, but you can't guarantee that. Now, the caption reads here, "The Raspberry Pi handheld emulator looks like a Nintendo Switch but can play many more games. Copyright BBOHK." And you can see in the picture that is Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess from, looks like, copyright 2006. And if you think about in 2006 what the graphics are like and the sound quality is like, you can see it's different than before. But what's, at least in my opinion, and I think of the opinion of many gamers in terms of their preference and their viewpoints, is that the main thing is the playability, not so much just is it the sharpest graphics, but how does it feel when you play, what can you do in the game, etc. Not just the graphics, okay? So, in the article itself, it says retro gaming on the Raspberry Pi is cool enough on its own, but it's even more exciting to see the neat housing makers come up with their retro gaming rigs. Today, we've got an awesome build put together by the maker known as BBOHK. Using the latest Raspberry Pi compute module, CM5 has created a handheld retro console that resembles a Nintendo Switch. The cool thing about the Switch builds is you've got enough full emulation power of the CM5 backing it up. An example pictures, the author says, "We see it running titles from consoles as recent as the Nintendo GameCube or Wii U." The Wii U, basically, Nintendo Wii was something where you had a controller and it was wireless and had a motion detector so you can see it moving and it read the motion and translated that into the gameplay. The game is Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, so this is definitely made for more than 8-bit titles and early 3D games. The Raspberry Pi 5 has power to emulate the later quote retro, which means like older games from the 80s, 90s, with ease. GameCube, Wii, Dreamcast are all easily emulated thanks to the powerful Raspberry Pi 5. Excuse me. The case has been customized so that you can have everything you might need from plenty of ports made available around its perimeter. We're doubly excited about the Switch design as news has been circulating over the last few months of its upcoming sequel console, the Switch 2. Just last month, we've covered a potential design leak that was unveiled by a case maker and showed a similar build with a much larger screen and the usual Joy-Cons. That is like your controller. Here's there's two pictures. So this is actually the main board here, and this is some sort of card. And then of course you have your what are called ribbons, and that's a basically a data cable. From one is data, and the other one is power. In the second picture, you see the actual case. You see the other side of the case. It looks like this is a fan actually upside down. And then you see those cable these I won't so cables. So in IT terminology, cables refers to data transfer, and then you have data cables and you have power cables. The layman's term would be wire, but it's technically not correct because you have multiple ones, and each wire is not consolidated. So there's more than one. So it's not one wire consolidating everything. You have different colors that have different functions within it. Okay, so this white part actually is the data part coming in, and the other part is actually the cable. Oh, excuse me, is the actual power coming in and then going through the actual power cable, and then going through this end, what they call male connector, which connects to the board or to the port. The port is actually in IT terminology is considered a female connector because it gets connected to. So don't look too much into it. That's just the terminology. This is a fan that's supposed to cool off, and it looks like here is what's called a heat sink, which actually dissipates. It gives a flow for the heat to come out. And on the good case designs, what happens is you actually have holes in the case where the air can go out. But anyway, that's what that is. We get a really good look inside, which is absolutely gorgeous, as the author puts it. It's built around a custom PCB that houses the CM5 along with the accessories that make the build possible, along, excuse me, including a screen, the 2500 milliamp hour battery, internal M.2 SSD, and more. The hardware is kept in a place using 3D printed mounting components. I take it this is the M.3 SSD right here. I take it. This is for permanent storage. So basically, in IT terms, you have two types of storage. You have volatile, which is temporary, which means when the power gets turned off, it gets deleted. That's which is in RAM or random access memory for volatile storage. And then you have non-volatile, which is when you turn off the computer, it's still stored on the device. So that's temporary versus permanent storage. Now, yeah. Now 3D printed. So that's M.2. That's the type of SSD. That means solid state drive. Now with the solid state drive and contrast to a mechanical drive, as they put it, you might also see the term like IDE, integrated device electronics. So on the hard drive itself, you have a platter that spins, and that's where the information is stored. And then you have what's called a needle that reads it. Think of it like a record player, like the platter's the record, and then the needle is the actual needle, like they have on a record player. It actually reads it and converts it to the data through digital points. Now, but on a record player, of course, it's analog. But from the device itself, if you have a connection, that will be a translation between analog to digital. But anyway, so this is your storage device that has all the information, and you have various other chips on the board. Like this is a capacitor because that stores the charge. These are integrated circuits or ICs, otherwise known as computer chips. They have functions, so everything has a function. It's beyond the scope of this video to explain everything, but basically, yeah, and then you have a card with different ICs on it, and you have your what is called sockets where you actually plug it in. So you plug it in here from these contacts. So actually, that's the point of contact is here, and then it's read from contact all the way to the end. Let's go to a related video entitled "The Everything Console MK2 DIY Retro Emulation Game Console" as per Zach builds. So I'm gonna play this. Okay, I want you guys to listen to the details of the video. Take note of what he's saying and look at the details. Where appropriate, I will be making some comments, suggestions, or any other commentary related to it, including opinions or other extra things I'm going to add to it. So let's get this maximized. I'm going to go straight from the beginning, and I'm going to play it right now, guys. What's up, everybody? So a few months ago, what I like to call everything phone. It's capable of emulating everything from the original Atari straight through to the Sega Dreamcast. But that's about where it tops out. And if I'm being completely honest with you, sometimes no, he's gonna lie. They like to say that. If I'm gonna be completely honest, no, you're gonna lie. I'm just being funny. There you go. See this? That's RAM. See that rectangular shape? See that right here? That's the memory modules. That's the fan. Actually, two fans, I think. Processor and the fan, I believe. Let's take a look. Nice. Indeed. Oh? Well, yeah, of course, for free. Oh? Well, it's a laptop. Let me pause this for a second, guys. Okay, I'm back, guys. I had, yeah, to get some. It's kind of cold in this room. I just want to heat up some coffee there. All right, I'm back. A little slight brief intermission. Uh, uh, yep. There you go. Yep. Blueberry player gone. See that? See? That's the fan, and then it's on the other side. That's their mount. See, that's called a mount to the board, and then connects to the actual device. See that? That's the actual board itself. And then the metal, that's the mount to the case. So between the case and the device is a mount. See that? See? Yeah, that's tough. Mm, nice. Did it work? HDMI. Oh, that's the TV. No, it doesn't. Might as well. Might as well. Oh, yep. Oh, you do? I think I've seen one of his before. Nice. Oh, really? Mm, nice. Yeah. Hmm. But why? Let me pause for a second, guys. I'm wondering, any of you guys know why would he choose wood? Because wood is flammable. So if anything overheats, it's flammable and it's warpable. I don't know. Maybe it's a temper thing. Who knows? Yeah. There we go. Yep. There you go. Yeah. Yeah. There we go. There we go. Well, it's to direct the heat to be released from the board. Um, what's the deal here? The heck? Hmm. What happened here, man? Oh, there we go. Back to business. Here's just an ad. Oh, if I can minimize this thing. There we go. Okay. Yep. See that? See that, guys? This is what they call thermal paste. There's thermal paste and thermal putty. Putty, I think, is thicker. The idea is it will connect. It's like a coagulant. It sticks between two things, so you can get two things to stick together. That's what the purpose of that is for. Just don't overdo it. That's all. See, see that? There we go. Nice. That looks nice. Yeah. Well, happens. Yeah. There you go. There we go. Yep. Wow. Yep. Yep. Well, do your best. Possibly. Oh, there we go. It's a lot more precise than if you were to do it manually. Yep. Yeah. Well, hopefully not, but do your best. Right. Sounds like he has the Canadian accent. Out. Out. He's out. Yep. There we go. See that? Yep. Oh, what's the deal? Hopefully not. Ooh, nice. Yep, there you go. Look at that. Exactly. See that? Those holes, that's for the heat to dissipate out. Yep. Yep. Okay, I want to make sure I don't run out of battery while we're doing this. Yep. Yeah. Passive cooling. Heat dissipation. That's what it is. Mm-hmm. Yep. Probably. Nah. I don't know, it's probably to protect the wood. And I wouldn't paint it, but that's just me. See that? So it's going in, not going out. Careful about that. See? Yep. Sure. Now keep in mind, guys, you're gonna have a power supply that's gonna support the wattage because it's gonna take up more power. Yep. There you go. Um. Well, it might protect the wood also. Yeah. Yep. Nice. There you go. Yep. 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 That looks pretty good. Yep. That looks pretty good. There you go. Yep. Oh. Yep. Right. Yep. Careful with that. Now, guys, I'm not recommending you do it how he says to do it, and it's up to you to be careful if you ever do what he does. Okay, I'm not telling you to do or not to do it. Got to be very careful. Yep. Nice. Nice. It's functional. That's what matters. Okay. Nice. Yeah. That's the whole point, right?